Sun shining. April 12th. Finally got some good weather. And I got a mess. I got wood stacked all over the place. And I have this little Toro chainsaw that I picked up down at the restore, and it's never been tried. So we're going to try it today. I know that it works. I've just never cut anything with it. Now, one of the things I need to do before I start it is to fill the chainsaw oil so that I make sure to have oil going on the bar. This is Logger's Choice high-tack bar and chain oil. 1 US quart. Actually, I buy it by the gallon. This is just handy enough. It goes in the box for the big chainsaw, and I don't need a pour spout with it. With a gallon jug, it slops all over the place, so I need to do a funnel and all kinds of stuff. So I just fill this thing. Now, if you're one of the guys that actually loans out their equipment, you want to make sure that the person who gets your chainsaw understands about chainsaw bar oil. You gotta have it. It's gotta be going onto the chain, because this chain is rubbing on that bar and it will just cut right through it if you don't have bar oil on it. Now that should bring up two questions. One, why are you loaning your chainsaw to somebody who doesn't understand bar oil? And two, why are you loaning your chainsaw? It never comes back in the same shape it left. Now there's always a situation where you have an apprentice. If you're lucky, you have an apprentice. Son, daughter, son-in-law. You need to spend the time making sure they understand what they're doing. Chainsaws are dangerous. Now, electric chainsaws are no less dangerous than a gasoline one. There are some safety features. One, you pull the trigger, it goes. You let go of the trigger, it stops. Doesn't keep idling, it stops. Doesn't stop right away, you notice it coasts down. But it doesn't have as much problem with falling off the bench while it's running. Had that happen. Not to me, but to a person I loaned my saw to. They also need to understand about kickback. If I hand off the trigger, if I touch the tip of this chainsaw onto a piece of wood, it wants to accelerate upwards rather quickly. And since I'm holding it like this, the thing it wants to do is rotate like that. And I see so many people with their head over the top of the chainsaw like they're trying to guide it down through a straight cut. Who cares? It's a piece of firewood. You're just cutting it up. If you're doing chainsaw work that's critical, maybe you're doing chainsaw carving, get in the habit of having your head off to the side so that when this thing kicks, it goes past your head. Friend of mine, cut right through there. Guy is in the hospital with my dad. Cut right through there. You have your face over that cut, this thing kicks, it's going to take your face off. Really a bad thing. Well, this little Toro is cutting pretty good. I didn't even sharpen the chain. Well, that's good. Got more wood for the fire. I'm really pleased with how this little Toro chainsaw works. The sprocket nose means it cuts easily because it doesn't have to spend that extra energy spinning the chain around that solid tip. cuts out a lot of drag. Chainsaw chain is actually quite sharp. It's just about gone. There's hardly anything left. When I set up George's chainsaw sharpener, that chain was pretty far gone. This one's a little worse. But it's still cutting. Looks like the depth gauges have been filed down. It's been sharpened almost to the point where there's nothing left. There's maybe 1/8 of an inch of tooth left. But on this little chainsaw, it doesn't have that much horsepower. Maybe it won't even cause a problem. I'm not going to sharpen this. Probably going to just get a new chain for it if I need it. But right now, it's running fine. As long as the chainsaw is working, it's worth buying another chain for. When I have a chain hanging on the peg in the garage, all I have to do is shut it off, take off a bolt, change out the chain, and we're good to go. I do that with a big 20-inch saw. I don't have a spare chain for the Remington, but I've been 5 years cutting with that chainsaw and never need to sharpen the chain. I don't bury it in the ground. I use it to trim branches and little bits. It's basically what this is for. I've got a couple of trees to cut down, and before I do that, I want to limb them out. When I'm up in a bucket truck, having the big 20-inch gasoline chainsaw, it's a pain in the butt. You have to start it before you get into the bucket and have somebody hand it to you. Then go up with the thing running and start the cutting. If it stalls, you pretty much got to go down and set it on the ground to get it started. It's got enough compression that if I try and start it by hand, it wants to jerk out of my hand. It's a nice saw. The Poland 20-inch is probably a really good saw. It was a great buy at the time that I bought it. It's lasted a long time. I've had it about 15 years. But it does have that one problem. Electric chainsaw in a bucket, you unplug it, you carry it up, you plug it in, you click the trigger, and away you go. Having this Toro means I'm not relying on the Remington, which has been repaired a few times, and I was starting to think maybe it's gonna go. $8, good backup, I'll be all set. Well, I can see one thing happen. The chain came loose, so it's back down in the shop. I'll have to spend a little time fixing that chain, find out why it loosened up. Probably didn't have it tight, but that adjustment screw should have held it. Hope the screw didn't fall out. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching. And we've got another uptick in the subscribers, but you new guys, hit that subscribe button. Come on, you know you want to. And when you do it, hit the notification bell. YouTube won't tell you when the videos are coming if you don't hit the notification bell. Used to be, if you subscribed, you just got told. Now you gotta hit the notification bell. One of those upgrades. We're on a schedule, Monday through Friday, 12 noon. Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.